That on?
Yep.
Yes!
Hello everyone, we're here with the Magpie channel doing player ratings. Me and Pooley's going to take over this one today because it's fucking way too wet. Renton's fucking gone for little drysies. So I'll start with you, Pooley. We're going to go with the goalkeeper, Freddie Woodman. What do you think of him today?
Steady game. In all fairness, he didn't have much to do. The two shots that they had on target went in. I'm not sure that any keeper, if any player got that past that defence, I'm not sure any keeper would have stopped them.
Yeah.
He looked like he had a vast improvement from the last two cup games where he looked very shaky.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the first half, he made a cracking save.
He did make a very good save in the first half.
And I said against Blackburn, the first game against Blackburn, he looked way out of his depth. Yeah. I felt like he needed like a League One loan to determine his level because he really didn't look that good. Blackburn came up from League One last season,
from crosses,
and he was terrible. Yeah.
But today he looked all right. He looked all right, so you can't really complain at that, as far as I'm concerned.
So rate him again?
I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'd go with that, to be fair. So right back we had Javier Manquillo. To be fair, I thought Manquillo had a fairly decent game. Like, I know, like in like the fan cams, everyone slated him. I thought he had an alright game. He was getting up the left, up the right side. He was playing wing back. He had like a few decent passes played into him, especially by Longstaff. He was trying to open up, but he just wasn't good enough, really, was he?
His second ball, his final delivery is always going to be a letdown. You're right. Longstaff played a couple of great balls into him. He looked very, very shaky again. I think no matter where you play him.
Ashley out! Newcastle out! Ashley out! Fuck Ashley! Fucking!
Can't really disagree with those lads there, no matter how many points they have had.
Apparently people want Ashley out.
Ashley out, apparently. Manquillo out.
Manquillo out. Everyone out.
I think he could, for me it would probably be a 5. You would probably disagree today, but
I wouldn't disagree too much. I'd maybe up it to a 6 at best. Like I literally didn't think he had that bad of a game. But
why don't we settle on a 5.5?
Give him a 5.5. Settle in the middle. Fair play. Yeah. Fair play with that. 5.5. So we're going with Jamal Lascelles.
Shite. Jamal Lascelles is probably the worst centre back that I've seen at Newcastle in the last 15 years. He absolutely robs a living.
The kids love it.
The kids love it. Robs a living every single week. He's another version of Stephen Taylor, but he's not as comprehensive as Taylor. Taylor would get his head on everything. Lascelles backs out of everything.
Stephen Taylor was a die-hard Geordie. He literally would put his life on the line for this club, whereas Jamal Lascelles is a fucking fan.
He got shot in the 6-yard box, didn't he?
Yes, Aston Villa.
He went down like a sack of shit. But Lascelles is dreadful. Today he didn't look too bad. That's because everyone else looked really bad. So once again, I'll probably give him a 5.
Yeah, fair play with that one. Federico Fernandez. I thought he was alright.
I think he's a baller.
He is. Like the first few games when he got his chance, when he first came in, I thought he was actually probably the best player Newcastle's had in a fucking long time. Yeah. In his first 3 or 4 games, I thought he was class. Since then, I think he's been a bit rocky, a bit hit and miss. Today, I thought he was alright. Like, he was probably the best of a bad bunch of centre-backs, really. Like, because, like, we're talking about Watford's goals, just like fucking FIFA goals, weren't they? Where you just dribble down the wing, square it across, fucking double tapsies, straight in, PlayStation breaks, 2-0. Brent, you got that run. No, so I don't know if I can rate him too highly. I wouldn't go as far as a 7. I would maybe go with a 6. Yeah.
I would say a 6. He, like you say, I think he was the best of a bad bunch today. He's very Colo-esque in terms of he can touch a ball, he can take a ball down, he can play a ball out. We didn't see much of that today, though.
Nah, not at all. We're going with Kieran Clark.
I'm going to go a 5 again. Didn't really do much. There was a couple of aerial challenges with Andre Gray. He probably should have done better. He's about a foot taller than him, and he didn't. And he was, you know, that goal, the first goal that they scored went down his flank, and he probably should have been there to get rid of it. But other than that, he didn't stand out. He didn't stand out.
Definitely not. Rating?
5.
5. Matt Ritchie.
Matt Ritchie grafts. Like, I don't care what people say.
We can copy and paste
me and Renton could literally copy and paste. Like, fucking first game of the season, we'll just copy this and just edit it in every game. He's a hard worker, he's a grafter, he's up and doing the wing, giving it everything he can. But I just still don't think it's good enough. And now wing back isn't his position. Like, he needs to be a left winger, not as a wing back.
Yeah.
But still, it's just really not good.
It was that ball he played across the park from a throw-in, man. He's taken a throw-in, he's got it chested back to him, and he's just left foot volleyed it straight across the pitch. And Mankiw actually took it down, which that was the most surprising.
That was maybe what I've seen of him. That's probably the only thing I've seen of him.
More surprising than the actual ball from Matt Ritchie. But Ritchie, again, I'll give him a 7, purely based off his work rate.
Alright, fair play with that one. Well, Gan, unfortunately, I'll take Jacob Murphy.
You can cover this.
What an absolute shit show that cunt is, honestly. Like we've been saying in the fan cams, 12 million for him, which in Premier League terms isn't a lot of money. For Newcastle United, it's a hell of a lot. It's Varney a record.
Yeah.
And he's just really, really poor. Like, I've always defended him up until I think the first Blackburn game. I've always defended him because I just thought we didn't see enough of him. I always thought he should have been given a first team opportunity because he's quick. When he gets his chance, he's skillful. But just the last few games, you can just really see his quality isn't there in the slightest.
He's a championship player. He's a championship player, and that's. I'm not going to say any more on him because his dad's a Geordie. He's from Ashington. But that's about as far as it goes for me. I'll not slate him too much. He's a championship player.
We're talking about getting the wrong Murphy, Josh Murphy at Cardiff. Yeah. Then again, Cardiff are a relegation side, and he's been right there. So maybe it's even both of the Murphys aren't that great. Like,
both Murphys are probably not worth 20 million between them. That's pretty much it. That's as far as you can go, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
I don't know, 4 for Murphy. Is that too generous? Do you reckon?
I think a 4. I think a 4 is probably about right.
Yeah, I felt like that was slightly generous. I'll give you what I would consider our man of the match, and we'll talk about Sean Longstaff.
Yep.
Cracking performance once again for a kid who's played what 4 or 5 maybe Premier League and Cup games for the first team. Outstanding. He picked out some great passes, and I mean they're not 30-40 yard bangers, but he's opening the play up. He
looks, doesn't he?
He does. He collects the ball in midfield, and he's not afraid to look over his shoulder and have a bit of a look, and he can play the ball out wide. He played very, very well today, and like Renton referred to in one of the other cams, he shouldn't be there.
No,
but
he's
due
not
to
ready
injuries,
yet.
he's there, and he's not being mugged off. He's playing alongside Isaac Hayden, who you can no longer call a youth player. He's 24, 25, wants to leave the club. He's still putting in a shift. And to be fair, the two of them haven't done too badly together. But Longstaff, I would give an 8.
People talk about Longstaff not being ready, but when like Rashford was forced into Man United because they had fucking serious issues, he started 1 game and scored 2 goals, and fucking story's been written ever since. He hasn't been dropped on out. Like maybe his Longstaff just needed that opportunity because the last few games he's probably been my man of the match for the last 3 games. Yeah. So maybe he's just needed that opportunity because Diarmi and Shelvey have been shite this season. Key's been alright, but for me, he actually looks ready. Like, I don't think he looks out of place at all. He looks like the fucking best player on the pitch.
Taking his age and his academy status out of it and looking just as his performance over the last 4 or 5 games, I would completely agree with. Yeah. He looks like, you know, when Key, when Shelvey, when Diarmi, when they're back and ready, should he be dropped? I don't think he should be.
Definitely not.
He's played well, and he's a Geordie. You know what I mean? Keep him in there. We need that sort of thing in there.
Yeah, a bit of loyalty, aye. So again, Isaac Hayden, who should have been out the club about a year ago. Absolute dreadful player. Absolute horseshit. Doesn't want to be here. Every time he goes down, he seems to get a lot of injury problems. I feel like he's just saying, Rafa, will you please take us off? Yeah. Like, I don't want to fucking be here, man. Just get us off the pitch, get us subs so I can get into fucking Bijou, get some trebles in us, and just not be anywhere near Newcastle. He just doesn't look like a footballer.
I respect the bloke because, you know, he came out, like you say, a year ago and he said he wants to leave the club. He's been thrown back into the first team because we've got no other fucking options. And at least, he's not putting 100% effort in, but he's putting a shift in, and at least he's trying. Does that mean his quality's any good? No. He's still a championship footballer as far as I'm concerned. But I would give him a 6 today if I was generous. Oof. If I was generous.
I think that's very generous. Like, what I would say about Hayden, again, like with Longstaff, he's been forced into the squad because of injuries. There are only 2 centre mids available. Yeah. So the 2 of them's been forced into the team. And to be fair to Hayden, I think he's done all right the last few games. I think because he's been getting a run in the team. I think he's been upping his game a bit, because like when he's been on the bench, I just don't think that's why he's been happy. Might be wrong, might be family issues, but a bit of game time, he's actually looked alright. Yeah. But today, I really, really didn't think he's good, and I think your 6 is very, very generous. I think it was my turn, actually. I give you Longstaff, so fuck you, I'm going to overturn your 6 and give him a 4. 4 for me. 4. Shit. Double shit. Kennedy.
1. Don't even want to talk about the cunt. 1. Send him back to fucking Chelsea. He's down tools. He doesn't want to be there. Fuck you, you daft Brazilian cunt. 1.
Fair play. I was going to give him my traditional 2, but I like a 1. I like a 1. I like a 1. So I'll take the final shit show of the team and Hosselu.
11.
Get fucked. Kids turn 11, get fucked. I literally didn't even know he was on the pitch. There'll be 35 minutes in. I said to Renton, like we're going to do the wing. I think it was either Murphy or Manquillo. I looked in the box. There was no one in the middle up till about 30 yards, and I was thinking, who's up front? Saying I'm sure Hosselu was in the starting 11, but I literally haven't seen him. Yeah. Like, where's he been?
The fact that he's our number 9, and I use that extremely loosely, is fucking worrying. Like, I think genuinely, if I lost about 3 claim, I'd do a better job than him. And that
at least.
Maybe it's 4 claim, but I mean, I'd like to do a countdown from 3 to 1, and then you tell us what your score would be from, because I think we're gonna have the same score in mind.
All right, we'll do that.
Right, 3, 2, 1.
1.
Oh! I was going off your Kennedy.
I'll count for a 1.
If you give Kennedy a 1, like, I literally didn't say also. He played 1 decent flick on ball. He played 1 little header. Apparently, I missed that. Like, it's from what I've heard. But nah, absolute fucking dog shit.
Aye. Dreadful, absolutely dreadful.
So we'll not even get into the subs. Didn't even say too much of them. Shaw, Perez, and I didn't fucking know who the other cunt was.
I didn't know there was a 3rd.
Atu. Nah.
He played 1 good ball this season. 1 good ball.
That's a hell of a ratio, that. Nah. So a terrible performance from the 2, and as you can see. So what would you give man of the match? With Longstaff?
I would give Longstaff.
Yeah, with a minimum 1, both for Kennedy and Hosselu. Absolute dog shit. Kids saying Hosselu, I'm going to start knocking them out. Absolute shit. Thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Good night.
Enjoy yourself.